we're going to get lost in the sauce with. We are back going to the NFC North, the former NFC Central, the classic battle between the Packers and the Bears. Packers, of course, just lost Micah Parsons without an ACL, and I think his defensive coordinator said he's going to set the sack record next year, or 20 sacks next year. So they're already feeling good about him coming back. Going against the Bears, offense is rolling. Really fun to watch. Caleb Williams, that offense against the Browns defense. The Browns defense is still good. The offense might not be, but the defense is still good. But I'm just curious to see how the Packers, even before they added Micah Parsons, I was still very, very high on this team, but I want to see how this new iteration of them executes and finishes the season, because I'm still pretty high on them because of their offense. We'll start with when the Packers have the ball and Jordan Love going against this Bears defense that only allowed 3 first downs to the Browns, but I don't know if you can even count that. But have been playing better overall, I will say. But yes, going against this Packers offense, that is not the Browns offense. But what do you think about this side of the ball, Chuck?
Yeah, that because I feel like I'm like one of the few people watching Browns games just so I have eyes on the Myles Garrett when he gets the sack record.
Historical sack record that's very important in NFL history that people really used to like do big things about. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Look, it could do a whole essay on that right now. But man, like there was really just nothing to glean from the Bears defense last week, because they had a good performance, and that's what they're supposed to do against an offense like that. When you're getting that level of quarterback play. I think the Browns down like 4 offensive linemen. It was just
it was bad.
Not really much to glean from that. But one thing that did continue is they keep getting their hands on the ball. Just got a lot of turnovers this year. Even their if you just look at some of their recent EPA numbers, they look a little bit more steady than maybe they have over the course of the year. A lot of that is still weighted by playing the Browns offense and, fifth-round rookie quarterback and a bad offensive line. Rookies all over the place.
4 rookies at skill positions.
4 rookies at skill positions. Just a total mess over there. Yeah, but other than that, I don't know. I don't really have any faith that this defensively looks any different from the game that they just played a couple weeks ago.
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. I would expect the Packers to try and come out and do the same thing. It just depends on if they can sustain what they start. Because last time they started off taking big hacks, it felt like they're going to score 50 points, and then things kind of slowed down in the second half. Do I believe the Bears could do that twice? I don't think so, to be honest with you. Just because I think when you look at just where the track record has been on this defense in key spots, I know they've kind of tightened up recently. But even if you pull out the Packers game, they played the Eagles, who have been really discombobulated, the Steelers before that, who have been up and down, and then the Vikings and the Giants before that. So, these are kind of teams that you should be able to affect and get turnovers on. But the fact that they're still doing it, maybe when Jordan Love has that one throw where you're just like, what the hell are you doing? Do you think you get to rewind, how Madden used to have the old mulligan feature where you could just run back the play if you do something really stupid? You think that's happening here, Jordan? You're just kind of too good to just go zombie brain every once in a while. But this is a defense you probably don't want to do that against. But still, everything else, I still looking at the Packers kind of just burning them down. Unless something crazy happens. I just don't think the Bears personnel it's not where I thought it was going to be this season. I still think Dennis Allen's done some good things for them, but overall, they need to get a lot more talent up front. Some of the free agent signings and young guys haven't quite panned out the way they would hope, and it's just not what you want to see head into this game against Jordan Love. And it's kind of frustrating though, because we're at the point where people are going to start losing perspective on the Bears season, where because they're going to meet a comically bad end in the playoffs. They're just not in the same tier as some of the top teams.
They're ahead of schedule. Yeah.
Right. They're ahead of schedule. But that doesn't matter when you make the playoffs. They're going to say, oh, why'd you lose,
they
42
made the
to 19?
They won 11 games. Yeah, exactly.
The Rams scored 50 on you. I was like, well, yeah, okay, they did. But it's still the fact that they're here and they have a chance to, take like command of the division with a win here is pretty crazy. But I just don't think they have the horses to actually like slow down what Jordan Love's doing, because he's just playing on a different planet right now.
And despite what Kevin Warren leaking more stadium news, things are going really well with the Chicago Bears organization, the future Gary Bears, apparently. Because I agree with you. It's like, I think, which is just so funny how we even talked about going into the season. We thought that the Bears defense might be a sneaky kind of top 10 defense, and then the offense will get better as the season goes along. I thought maybe they end about middle of the pack, and I had them as a 7 seed getting into the playoffs, sneak in, maybe lose a game. I think the offense has been top 10 pretty legitimately, explosive wise, run game wise. And I think Caleb against the Browns was excellent. I thought he was absolutely excellent. On top of just the flash throws, just all the stuff down to down, under center, play action. The way it was negative 20 wind chill with actual wind, and you would have no idea how he was throwing the ball because he was just so tight and executing so well. Really optimistic about what I'm seeing there. But I'm with you. That's just that they have a lot of, I don't say a lot, but they have holes that are very gettable, mostly along, to me, the spine of the defense. Like, I think you can run on them, which I think the Packers can do because of how the Packers like to run the ball. Very at you, very downhill. And that's the thing. Zach Tom is out for the Packers offense, or he's hurt, the right tackle. But it's not like I go, oh, yeah, but the Bears have this guy that can just wreck you. Like, Sweat is Sweat. Montez Sweat's a good, solid player. And I really like Austin Booker. But I like Austin Booker more in 2026 than 2025. I think he's has some good flashes, but it's not like where I'm like, oh my God, he's going to terrorize Zach Tom or the backup the entire game, yada, yada. So that's the thing. It's nothing against the Bears. I agree with you. I think that it shows up on third down. It shows up with how opportunistic they are, and that's good coaching. But I think they know what they are as well. Having said that, a lot of injuries for the Packers offense. A lot of guys are banged up. So that is also interesting to me. Like, all right, does Christian Watson play? I already mentioned Zach Tom. Josh Jacobs is banged up. He's basically banged up every week. Another one of their tight ends is gone, Josh Wiley, which is interesting because the last time these two teams played 2 weeks ago, the Bears ran 0 snaps of base defense. It was all nickel and dime. So again, Packers had the personnel to maybe take advantage of that, but now it's kind of weaned away. Now they're more receiver centric. I think, again, carry over from last week's point with Broncos-Packers matchup, I think this is another Jaden Reed game. Whether Christian Watson plays or not, Romeo Doubs is the steady Eddie of this offense. I really like Romeo Doubs a lot. And Christian Watson, big play guy who's playing really well, playing the best football of his career, just keeps getting hurt. But then Jaden Reed, though, is just slot weapon for this team. And you could feel it last week. You can feel the design runs, but also just the stuff they were targeting him on. And then without Kyler Gordon, who's on IR again for the Bears this year are 26th in explosive pass rate allowed to slot targets, 30th in yards per attempt, 9.3, and 19th in success rate. So they allow a lot of big plays. They blitz a lot, or not a lot. They run some funky stuff, I should say. So that's why you can get those slot targets. So it might be another Jaden Reed game for this Packers team as well. Again, it's just like, not completely knocking this Bears team, but that's the thing is the Packers just have, again, more natural answers. And okay, Dennis Allen wants to heat them up and get into dime or run a funky blitz. You're going against Jordan Love, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and the Packers pass protection scheme. I wouldn't say O-line, just their protection scheme. They're so good against the blitz, and they make it gash or be gashed. So I think it's just one of those where the Packers have a lot of answers on this side of the ball, even if they're not all perfect too. But
I just found something really funny. I haven't decided how much it matters. But I found something kind of funny because I just plugged in your, the 15 plays, the script, and just flipping it for in and out. The Bears defense. Okay, so in the first 15 plays of the game, do I have a week range on this? Because this looks ridiculous. Okay, no, I guess in the first 15 plays of the game this year, they have 12 sacks. They actually lead the league in quarterback sack rate within the first 15 plays of any game that they play on defense. 11.4% sack rate. Outside of that,
with the Broncos,
every other play outside just the first 15 of the game. So you're looking at like 93 pass attempts, versus 338. They have 17 out the rest. So almost all of their sacks are coming within the first 15 plays of the game. It's like they've got what?
Man. That's like there's something there. There's
something there, right?
Yeah.
They've got 12 sacks on 110 dropbacks in the first 15 plays of the game, and outside of that, they have 17 on 368. What the hell's going on there?
Wow. So maybe just some they're doing gets gamed up. Like,
yeah.
Maybe just teams adjust.
Their defensive stats fall off a cliff, like, as the game goes along.
Yeah. Figure. So for reference, the Browns lead the league right now. They're on top of the Broncos now. They lead the league in sack rate at 10.8%. So what Chuck is saying, the first quarter of the game, they are basically the Browns or the Broncos pass rush, and then the rest of the game, they're
4.8% sack rate, one of the worst.
4.8,
one of the worst.
So that would rank third. That would rank 30th. So best pass rush in the league first quarter. Bottom 3 pass rush in the game the last 3. Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I get it. The horses aren't. I don't know. Sweat's a weird player to me. Like he's not an ace. He should be just like a high end number 2. I think I still like that trade, by the way. But and just the interior of the defensive line, the linebacker injuries. Yeah, it's just messy. They just had so many injuries on that side, even if I like some of the stuff, but maybe some Dennis Allen game planning stuff because it's kind of a playoff game.